It is Wednesday, September 15th, 2021. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to my New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. This is probably coming a bit late if you're someone who watches these videos as they go up on the channel each day. I'm in a very different time zone. So this week, most likely, these videos will be coming out, I don't know, about five hours later, perhaps, than they typically do. I'll do my best to get them up quickly, but look out for that. And I'm in a new environment, so hopefully the audio is okay. We'll have to see. I can hear a bit more echo in here, so hopefully that's not too bad on your end. But I'm going to be doing the crossword as best I can. I hope to get it up every day. So we'll see how that goes, but that is my ambition, one way or another. And yesterday's puzzle, which I solved in a frantic and harried manner, was I would say another relatively polarizing puzzle. There actually weren't any specific bits of context or knowledge for me to read out, but the general take on yesterday's puzzle, which I think I agree with, was that it was tricky, especially for a Tuesday, given how much specific trivia and cultural knowledge was required. I would almost see yesterday's puzzle as more of a Wednesday or maybe even a Thursday level of difficulty, maybe a Wednesday rather than a Tuesday. But people were pretty roundly enthusiastic about the theme, and I agree with that. I thought it was a very clever theme, the Kinky Boots theme. So anyway, that's all there is to say about yesterday. Like I said, no more specific comments. So we'll get into today's Wednesday puzzle. This is a crossword by Sophie Buckmuller and Ross Trudeau. Certainly recognize Ross Trudeau's name, a prolific constructor of New York Times crosswords. Don't think I recognize Sophie Buckmuller. And edited, of course, by a name I do recognize, Will Shorts. So, with that, are we ready to get started? I say we are. Okay. Blank Modern, London Gallery. This surely is the Tate Modern, the modern counterpart of the Tate Britain, an older museum. And I would say the Tate Modern has gone on to be the more famous of the two, ultimately. Okay, put down in writing. Put down in writing. This probably means to sort of insult somebody in writing, to libel them or something like that. But obviously libel doesn't fit, unless there's a rebus, of course. You never know. I wonder if there is. Could that, let's see, like a mathematical function that changes at different intervals, whichever, when doubled, a 2010s dance fad. Yeah, I don't think this is a rebus on libel. Uh-oh. I think I'm getting this thing I sometimes get on my remote setup, where I can't see my keyboard inputs on my screen. They only show up on the video, which is bizarre. I do not understand how that works, but it makes the puzzle much more difficult for me to solve. Anyway, I'll do my best not to complain about that. But if it seems like I'm moving through slowly or not entering things in that are not understanding that things are happening on the screen, that's why. Again, I will try not to mention it too much. Boy, it's bad though. Okay. Put down in writing. I mean, it could be jot. 2010's dance fad, I think, is nay nay. This came up in the puzzle fairly recently. And so let's see, does that help with put down in writing? Could be ban. If you issue a ban on something. And actually, that would work with whichever, which could be any. And then like a mathematical function that changes at different intervals. I don't think I'm confident enough to know what that one is. But Garden of Eating, I don't know. Oh, Garten, Ina Garten. Yes, cookbook author. Okay, so this looks pretty good, actually, although we have two Y's here, which isn't great. Maybe Nene is N-A-E. Socket replacement. Something with an eye socket. Oh, a glass eye, perhaps? Here we have prepares to score on a sack fly. I think this is baseball related. Tags maybe? Tags in? Don't know. Garfield's romantic interest in the comics. Oh, this is one of those things I think resides somewhere deep in my disused memory banks. Short and stout singer of nursery rhymes. A teapot. I'm a little teapot. Short and stout. Steinbeck's East of Eden, the novel. A kind of tank could be a septic tank, not a septok tank, but a septic tank. Toy Story antagonist. Sid? Don't think I could have possibly gotten that without these crosses, but that rings a bell. Here we have a card game cry. This could be the card game Uno. I've not played that in probably decades. Oh, Garfield's romantic interest. I bet it's Arlene. That looks right. And here we have rest or play, a rest or play area, rest area, play area. And then prepares to score on a sack fly is not tags in, but probably tags up, I suppose. Must be what fits there. Four-footed friends, of course, are pets. There are 2 four-footed friends in this house, 2 cats. Like fish and rock walls. Scaled, that's quite clever, isn't it? You would scale a rock wall, and fish have scales. They are scaled. Oh, and a nice cross with ascend, climb, I assume. Is there another thing that could be? Climb is in my mind because of scaling a rock wall. Here we have incorporated cousin, limited company, different form of corporate organization. Oh no, maybe not. Not limited, but LLC. Sorry, too much in a sort of British mindset. Limited is basically the equivalent of an LLC in the UK. So Gabbana's partner in fashion, Dolce and Gabbana, I suppose. Oh no, sorry. Victim of my strange screen behavior here. Okay, like a mathematical function that changes at different intervals. I don't know. I want to think something around stepped. No, changes at different intervals. I'm not sure. Canine covering. I'm also I'm trying to speak quietly because I'm so conscious of how much echo bounce there is in this room. So I'm trying to be quiet to not aggravate that. We'll see how this all turns out audio-wise. I hope this video is okay. Exclamation of shock, spelled in a modern way. Spelled in a modern way. I mean, does that mean, could it be an abbreviation, like LMAO or something? I'm not sure. One end of the Iditarod. This is the dog sled race, I think is what this is. Something is telling me it might be gnome. I was on the plane ride yesterday. I did make it safely to the airport after yesterday's frantic solve. It was absolutely pouring outside. My goodness. But I solved a few old crosswords on the plane just for fun, and gnome came up a few times. So it's in my brain now. And I think it might be one end of the Iditarod, but we'll have to see. Okay, canine covering, exclamation of shock spelled in a modern way. Could be woe spelled this way, which I can't stand. I much prefer woe spelled this way. Why do I care about these things? Nobody knows. Certainly not me. All right, easy to read newspaper. Don't know. I guess we've skipped quite a few across this. Let's go back up and catch up with the puzzle. I feel as though I'm losing the thread here. Being. Could be an entity. It could be being as a noun rather than an adjective, adjectival form of a verb. This could be entity, the noun. Oops. Amazon's business informally. Oh, wow. It's been a while since we've had a full-on E word, but if entity is correct, this is certainly e-tail. Absolutely cannot stand these E words because nobody uses them. Nobody ever says e-tail. I've never seen that used in serious, I don't know, non-ironic language. All right, like some offensive humor. Nasty, perhaps? I'm not sure. Harbor hauler could be a tugboat hauling another ship. Old refrigerators, ice boxes, I guess. That's a sort of archaic term for refrigerator. I don't know if it technologically refers to a different device or if the word itself is simply outdated. Hammer blank, certain Summer Olympians. Thrower? No. Oh, yes. I was thinking it had to be plural, but it doesn't. I was inventing that. So, collaborative principle in improv comedy. This would be yes and, the notion that in improvisatory acting, when someone has an idea and starts acting on it, you don't contradict it, you go along with it. You say yes and, you accept and play off their choice and then add to it. This looks like touche, whatever it is. Yes, you got me there, touche. Ticks off could be angers. Like some offensive humor, oh, I see, non-PC. PC is not really for politically correct, not a phrase that gets used as much anymore. Think of that as being very much a 90s and early 2000s term. I guess it started in the 80s. All right, puppy's bite would be a nip. Casual refusal could be gnaw, N-A-H or N-A-W, perhaps. Oh, good. Wow, could this possibly be whoa, exclamation of shock spelled in a modern way? Could this possibly be validating my assumptions about whoa correctly being spelled this way and only in the modern era somehow transmogrifying into this degenerate spelling? I know this doesn't actually matter at all. Let's see. Oh, canine covering. Canine being the tooth, a dental crown, as opposed to the dog. Okay, preacher's cry. I'm amazed if this is woe. I'm going to leave it in there for the time being and not confirm or deny it with crosses, just in case it's actually correct. Here we have crossed out, could be X'd out. Preacher's cry. Preacher could cry telling one to repent. Here we have according to, as per instructions, according to instructions. Batter's additions. There's a question mark, so something's a little punny in here. It could be batter as in batter for baking, cake batter, something like that. But it could be something else. Let's look at this. Like, oh, something wise. Like a mathematical function that changes at different intervals. Piecewise? Put down in writing. Pen? But whichever, no. I'm sorry if this is very clear. Why am I not seeing what this is? What else could put down in writing be? Put down in writing. Oh, pan, as in a negative review. Sorry, yes, that should have been more clear. So piecewise, I don't think I'm familiar with this phrase. Like a mathematical function that changes at different intervals. I'm going to have to assume that's correct. And this woe is shockingly possibly also correct because I don't know what else this would be other than wise here. But it might be something else. I should check the other crosses. Easy to read newspaper. I don't know. Maybe I should delete these just so I don't get ahead of myself. Let's come back to it. Batter's additions, right, don't know yet. Could be salt something. Burger topping could be onion. 57 down competitor, and 57 down is I May Destroy You network. I May Destroy You was a really interesting, I watched that series on, well, it aired on HBO but in the US, but it was actually a British series by someone named Michaela Cole, I think is her name, who also acted in it. It was very interesting. Anyway, I May Destroy You network. In this case, I believe it refers to HBO, and the competitor is Showtime, which goes by SHO. So that's something that, HBO, I think, has some degree of sort of global penetration. I know it's not available in all European countries, only some, but Showtime, don't really know how widespread that is. All right, let's see. Batter's additions. Right, still don't know. Let's keep going. Achy could be sore. A feudal plot. So this could be a plot of land owned by a feudal lord, I think, is probably what that is referring to. Save it for a rainy day. Not sure offhand. Old rugs in a courtroom. Old rug in a courtroom. Sorry, is that sort of a barrister's wig, maybe? Is it a wig referred to as a rug ever? I don't know. Old rug in a courtroom. I'm not sure. Expelled. Strewn? No. Let's make a deal choice. So that's a game show. Do you choose, is that one of the game shows where you choose doors maybe? Door 1, door 2? Is that perhaps what that's getting at? The E in BCE. BCE is an alternative way of describing BC, before Common Era. Whoops, not B, but E for ERA, before the Common Era. The Common Era being the year that starts in the sort of at year 0 or year 1. Okay, expelled. Why am I not seeing that? I'm sorry. Sends on, 4 words, as in sends on an email, for instance. So here we have Batter's additions once again. False. Oh, false lashes. Oh, very clever. Batting your eyelids. So if you are the person doing the batting of the eyes, your additions are your false lashes. Very clever. So this probably is piecewise, isn't it? And then this is easy to read newspaper. Well, I don't know. Could onion be something else? What am I missing? Once more, anon. Big deal, as if I care, I suspect. That's what that looks like. A futile plot. This area, for some reason, is giving me some trouble here. Save it for a rainy day. A cedar relative. What's related to a cedar? I don't know, a fir, maybe an elm. Shaking in one's boots. Afraid? So that could make this tree fir. Self-grooms. And chanced. Chanced. Oh, I don't know. Attempted, betted. Roughly speaking. Course. Looking at that roughly with the pun indicator of the question mark. Phrased. Let's see. Oh, we never looked at our theme. Sorry. Could have followed, Lyell's law, which indicates that the theme answer tends to be towards the bottom on the right side of the grid in the across answers. And it says basketball feint, or a hint to 17, 24, 36, and 46 across. So, glass eye, dental crown, false lashes. So these are all in some ways sort of prosthetic devices, I suspect. They're all part of your face or your head. A head fake. Is that a basketball term? Must be. Very clever. I mean, I've heard the term head fake before. I don't think necessarily in a sporting context, but that is very clever. A head fake. So a glass eye, a dental crown, and false lashes are all fakes in your head. Head prosthetics, essentially. So what is this? Maybe I don't know if door is correct. What else goes on your head? Let's check some more crosses, because I'm not immediately seeing that. A musician's asset is their ear. It's fair to say. Another nice sort of, little tie-in to head there. And then what is this? Prohibit is bar, and cent is to euro as aura is to krona. Okay, so European currencies. Jupiter or Mars, either one of those, because we have an or, is a god. And roughly speaking, prefix with futurism could be Afrofuturism. They can be even, paradoxically, even odds. In other words, odds from a statistical standpoint, probability, can be even 1-to-1. Okay. De blank, you're welcome in French. De rien, of nothing. I guess that literally means, as in, it's nothing, don't worry about it, you're welcome. Oh, goodness, this screen thing is... okay. So perhaps roughly speaking is coarse. Self-grooms is... Oh, I see. Preens oneself. And then, chanced is risked, of course. Should have seen that earlier. And then save it for a rainy day. A tarp. Sure. Save a tarp for a rainy day. Why not? A tarpaulin is what that is getting at. All right. A feudal plot. Why am I not seeing this? Here we have old rug in a courtroom. Oh, I'm sorry. Once more isn't a non, it's a new. Ugh, ridiculous. A non would be sort of quickly, do it anon. Or I guess it could mean tomorrow, which is maybe what I was thinking in this case. All right. So what is this now? Oh, so maybe it is wig, an old rug in a courtroom. Maybe it is getting at a wig. So what does one call that? A law something wig, maybe? So what is this? Let's make a deal choice. Oh, maybe not. Oh, a powdered wig. I'm sorry. Yes. A powdered wig, an old rug in a courtroom. All right, my instinct on that was correct, but it took me a while to get to the specifics there. And that does confirm let's make a deal choice as being a door. I bet it's probably door 1 or 2. Expelled. Oh, spewed. I was not thinking of that in the right context, I don't think. Phrased is worded, and that makes door 1, I would say. Alliterative doctor of children's literature. Doctor. I don't think I know this doctor. We'll have to see. To make it through a difficult period. Oh boy, I can't see what the cursor's doing. All right, Indie Pop's Tegan and Sarah, e.g., well, the clue sort of gives it away, doesn't it? A duo. Dr. DeSoto, perhaps? To make it through a difficult period is to endure. Is this DeSoto? I don't think I know this character. So turns inside out as to evert as opposed to invert, similar. DeSoto. And then a competition where you might pull a calf, is a rodeo. And I do, for one, is a vow. Not many is few. Oh, here we go. Feudal plot is a fief, as in a fiefdom, yes. And then, an easy-to-read newspaper is a tabloid. I see. Okay, and then look at that. Very fittingly, we close the puzzle with my hope and dream of an exclamation of shock spelled in a modern way, as opposed to the formerly, I think, more common way, is whoa. So there we go. That was our Wednesday puzzle. I enjoyed that puzzle. I really liked head fake. That's very clever. And I think I didn't really suffer from not knowing the sports meaning of head fake. I don't think. I mean, I wonder if this is the sort of term that's, I don't know if it started as a sports-oriented term and then made its way into more general language or the other way around. I don't know. But either way, I'm pretty sure I've heard the term head fake before. And it's a very clever way to describe a glass eye, a dental crown, false lashes, and a powdered wig. So well done to Sophie Buckmuller and Ross Trudeau. I thought this was a fun puzzle. And probably, honestly, in a lot of ways easier than yesterday's Tuesday puzzle, to be honest. I didn't solve it in as frantic a manner, but nonetheless, I do think it was probably a little easier. Let me know how you fared, though. This sort of thing is always incredibly subjective, of course. So I'm curious to know what you thought. And some fun clues in here. What were some of the ones that I found particularly fun? Well, certainly this exclamation of shock spelled in a modern way. That's definitely one that I hit on almost immediately, but that's very much because of this sort of ridiculous little, I don't know what you'd call it, sort of picadillo that I have around that. But let me know if that meant anything to you, if you in any way understood what this clue is about, because I can imagine many people not caring one way or the other. But what else was fun? Oh boy, I know there were several that I liked. Oh, right. I did think, I can't tell if it's being selected or not. I think it is. Like fish and rock walls both being scaled. I thought that was very clever. And then I liked climb being on the intersection with it on ascend. I liked ear coming down off of head. That was fun. They can be even paradoxically is not particularly sort of tricky or anything, but I liked it. It's a nice, clever little clue there. Yeah, some good cluing. I thought it was a good, fair puzzle with a fun theme. Let me know. what you thought. So that was that for today's crossword. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying this series. I hope that the video quality is up to par today. We'll have to see. Let me know if you have any feedback. As usual, as I've mentioned, I'm working on a Patreon campaign to go up, so you will be able to. If you're not familiar with Patreon, by the way, it's a website that allows you to support creators with various monthly sort of payment tiers, and then largely a way to voluntarily support creators. But then the idea is the creators throw in things to thank you essentially for your support. So I'm working on what those could be. I have a Discord server with nobody in it but myself at the moment, and there will be sort of custom titles essentially for people who contribute at various levels on the Patreon, and then a monthly bonus puzzle that will go up, and tossing around ideas of other bonus content I could put together. So again, if you have any ideas, please do let me know in the comments or wherever about any of this, about the Discord part, the bonus content part, or anything. And of course, as always, thank you so much to everybody who has supported me through my Ko-fi page, which is linked in the description field under each video. And if you like the series, please do subscribe on YouTube and consider telling a friend. They might enjoy watching someone be unduly excited about references to the different ways that woe can be spelled in the modern era. You never know, they might like it. And I think with that, I will leave you. So I do hope to see you again tomorrow. I hope that I'm back tomorrow for the Thursday puzzle, and I hope you join me for it. And I hope you have an excellent rest of your Wednesday. Take care.